afternoon and welcome to Cheltenham Festival of Literature. Lovely to see you all here. You can see the back rows are full. Isn't that interesting? People scared and gone to the back. I am delighted to be welcoming our team this afternoon, our panel. I saw you all arrive, so I know that you're fans already. We do have one of the authors of the fantastic Tunnel series with us, Roderick Gordon. And I don't need to tell you that if you love adventure and you love great characters, danger, mystery, and sometimes you like to be a bit scared, then this is the series for you. It is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Legendary publisher Harry Cunningham is going to be here with us this afternoon as well, and he's going to talk to you and explain where our other author is. Let's give them a huge, great Cheltenham welcome.
Well, I'm very, very, very pleased to be here to welcome one of my favourite authors, and I'll tell you where the other one is in a second. I published a lot of books, all the way from Harry Potter to Cornelia Funke, and I don't think I've ever published something that has got quite such excitement spreading around the world. The Tunnel series is published in over 40 countries. It's been #1 in France, I think, Rod, and Czechoslovakia, all over the world, indeed. And there's a movie in production, we hope starting to shoot next year, with suitably scary underground locations. And I think it's a tribute to Rod and Brian's imagination, this whole fantastic underground world. But it's not only that, it's the way that they've created both kind of wonderfully heroic characters, as well as truly scary ones. And that kind of age-old fight between the bad guys and the good guys, spreading not only underground, but increasingly into the person who might be sitting next to you now. Which brings me to the sad story of Brian Williams, who is the co-author of the Tunnel series. And those of you who know the books know what danger is really all around us from the Sticks. Not only are they the secret police from down below, but they have infiltrated our society up here. And they've stolen Brian. They've taken him away for whatever their purposes are. But we are doing our very best to recover him, and he will be back with us, I'm sure, shortly. So I'm sure he's sorry not to be here, but when the Sticks come calling, there is really no alternative. Anyway, it's my enormous pleasure to welcome Rod Gordon, who has survived the threat.
Now, one of the scenes in Freefall is set in a shelter from the Cold War, which was 1950s and 1960s. This is where you had Russia and America in a sort of standoff, threatening each other with both the nuclear arms. And people at that time, Barry, really did think that it could end in a really nasty nuclear meltdown, didn't they?
You're asking me because I'm so much older.
Because you remember it, yes, you were there.
Yeah, we were scared, we thought it was all going to end.
Did you have a shelter for that shelter in your garden?
A shelter.
And in 1952, Winston Churchill commissioned this one, which is in Essex, it's about 40-50 miles outside London. And it was a place for him to go to if it looked like there was going to be a nuclear war. He had his own suite of offices there, even had a BBC studio. Brian and I went down here about a month ago just to film him, because it's really sort of reminiscent of the next bit that I'm going to read to you here, where Will and Dr. Burroughs find a similar thing much deeper in the earth. The next cabin had the same dimensions, but was an Aladdin's cave of military equipment. An armoury, Dr. Burroughs said, as soon as he stepped inside. All the wall space was taken up with rough wooden racking. He bent to peer at a stubby-looking weapon on the rack closest to him. It was obscured by thick gobs of dirty-looking grease. But this didn't seem to present any difficulty to Dr. Burroughs. It's a Sten gun, he decreed, as he took it from the rack. A submachine gun first issued to British troops in the 40s. They were made in Enfield and was known as the plumber's nightmare. You can see why. Ugly-looking thing, isn't it? Yeah, really ugly, Will said, but his voice was full of wonder. The rest of the room was crammed with military equipment, either neatly slotted into the racks or in metal crates piled high in towers against the walls. Each crate was stenciled with numbers and letters, and occasionally with the name of what was inside them. Will busied himself by throwing open the lids to some of the crates. The first revealed more guns, entwined with heavily greased sacking, side by side with bundles of magazines. He unwound the sacking from one of the weapons and passed it to his father. Another Sten gun. They were all in mint condition, Dr. Burrows said, wiping the grease from the barrel with his sleeve to reveal the perfect sheen of the bluing on the weapon, good as new. We could help ourselves to a couple, Will proposed. I think not, Dr. Burrows said, giving his son a stern look as he returned the Sten to him. Put it back exactly where you found it. The next crate revealed similarly preserved handguns stamped with Browning, and many oil-soaked cardboard boxes of rounds and spare magazines. Browning high powers, Dr. Burrows said, peering at the handguns. Followed, though from the same era as the Stens. 2-inch mortars, Will read, staring at the largest crates in the corner of the room. He moved along to a pile of boxes. Many of them were narrow and contained ammunition, but then he came to some squat-looking crates. On opening the lid of one of these and removing a layer of sacking laid on the top, he found row upon row of hand grenades. He whistled in amazement, and was just reaching in to pick one up when his father stopped him. Don't, Will, Dr. Burrows cautioned. Better not mess around with those. Huh? Will frowned. I know it's dry in here, but explosives can become unstable over time. And we don't know who all this belongs to, although it certainly looks like they just left it here. But who and why? I don't know yet, Dr. Burrows replied, but there's enough in here to start a small war. He rubbed his forehead, leaving streaks of black grease across it in the process. See the little symbol spray painted on all the crates, the arrow with the line above it? Will nodded. That means these belong to the Ministry of Defence, or the Army, so this might have been a government installation, or it might have been something else altogether. Will shrugged. What, like Dr. Evil's secret lair?